Oh, this lecture is going to be such a good one. Finding motivation. I feel like this is one of the biggest questions I get. How do you have the motivation to go work out, to eat better, to whatever? How do you find the motivation? So let's dive into it. What is motivation? It is the general desire or willingness of someone to do something else. So it is a feeling and therefore it is fleeting. It can leave us, it can come back to us, things like that. Are you always happy? No. Are you always angry? No. Are you always excited? Probably not. So you will also not be motivated 24/7, and that is normal. You actually cannot find motivation. You can't go out and look for it, but you can create it within yourself. So when you perform an action that you know is good for you, you're going to end up feeling happy. You're going to feel proud about yourself. You're going to reap the rewards of whatever it is that was good for you. You might release those endorphins internally. So endorphins are going to be high. You're going to feel just all around better when you do it because you know that that thing was good for you. And thus you will become motivated to do it again. So your willingness to do that same thing is going to be increased a little bit more if you do it just once. So therefore, you really just need to start. That does mean that you're going to have to start without motivation a lot of the time. And I know that that is so much easier said than done, but I like to think of it, one of my coaches said, motivaction. I like to think of it as motivaction because you have to perform an action in order to get that motivation. So perform an action, reap the rewards of some kind, and then you're going to feel more willing to repeat that action. So I know it sounds easy, super simple terms here, but why is it so hard for us to do then? We know the thing is good for us. We know that it might bring us joy. It's going to make us feel good. We might even want to do it, right? You're sitting on the couch and you're like, I want to go to the gym. You might not, that's okay. But sometimes we know that it's good for us. We know that we want to do it, but we can't get ourselves to do it because we're tired, we're stressed. We might not know how. We don't want to put ourselves in that uncomfortability. It's easier to just avoid it and not do it at all. Maybe just push it off, do it later in the week, or stuff comes up that's a little bit more exciting, or we want to prioritize a little bit more. So these are all very common reasons to have that motivation level low. So next I want to talk about classical conditioning. If you guys are familiar with Pavlov, he was a Russian physiologist of the late 19th century to early 20th century. And he did this experiment with dogs, ringing a bell, feeding them, ringing a bell, feeding them. Eventually, what they realized is when they rang the bell, the dog's mouth would start to salivate because they expected that reward. So you hear the bell, I get the food. And basically what this is showing us, because it can be done in both ways. You could you could teach a dog to sit, give them a treat, right? That's a very common one. But what if we taught a dog to bite a person and give them a treat? You could train a negative action with a positive reinforcement. So similarly, if you skip your workout, it's going to be the same thing. You're reinforcing a negative behavior of just not going with a reward. So that reward is getting to rest, relax, remain comfortable, spend your time doing something that might appear to be a little bit more enjoyable for you. And then the next time you actually consider going to the gym, you're going to be conditioned a little bit more to just skip because internally you have this conditioning that has already started of okay, if I skip, then I get rewarded. I get instant gratification of not having to go. And that makes skipping so much more pleasurable, so much more enticing in the future. I put this photo here. This does not mean that eating pizza on the couch, skipping a workout, is always a bad thing. Sometimes you need that mental break. Sometimes the pizza is going to be the healthiest choice for you because you've been craving it for a while. It sounds great. And you need to relax and you need to recover. So in that way, sometimes resting and recovering and skipping a workout can be okay. But most of the time, if we're just chilling at home, stuff came up, we probably just aren't putting it as a priority. So we're rewarding ourselves by not going. But you can actually use this kind of classical conditioning in your favor. So the vice versa situation can happen. We go to the gym, even if we really don't want to. Those are usually the workouts that are the most important to go to. These are the ones that you might hit some PRs. You're going to feel so much better that you went. You're never going to go to the gym and regret going to the gym. So you're going to reap the benefits of that workout. You're going to feel good. You're going to have energy boosted, and endorphin levels are going to be elevated as well. And then you can reward yourself in another way if needed. So you can have a little treat afterward. You can do something nice for yourself. Sometimes it can be like a little mental game of like, okay, well, if I go to the gym, then I can watch an episode of this, or like, I don't know, whatever that reward is for you. It can be a treat, but just don't start to think that like you have to go to the gym to earn your food, because you definitely don't. But if it can be a little added motivator for you, like I go to the gym, I get this. Put a little photo here of like this little boy's like, I do chores, I sweep up the leaves, I get money. We want those positive reinforcements. So if you can think of a little reward you can give yourself on the days that you don't want to go to the gym after you actually go and do it, that can be a little added conditioning in your favor. And you're going to want to go again in the future. Yay. Some other things that could help you. So start with small, actionable, achievable goals and let them snowball. So start with something very small. You're sitting at home, you don't want to go to the gym at all. Just fill up your water bottle. Just go to this kitchen, fill up your water bottle. And then once that's done, you've already done one thing. So you might as well just put your fitness clothes on if you need to, if you're not already in them. Next step could be like, just step outside, just go into the car. Let it spiral from there. Don't think of it as like, oh, well, now I just need to like get up and go, push weight and be super uncomfortable. Like, no, start really small. Like all you have to do in this very moment is go pour yourself a water bottle. Number 2, set yourself up for success in the future. Pack your bag the night before, lay out your clothes, your gym clothes the day before, or even like the morning of, and then add workouts to your schedule. If you use a Google Calendar or a planner or something, put your workouts in the days that you are going to do them at the start of the week, so that way there is no pushing them off. Like they're in your schedule and they're there, and everything else can work around those things. Number 3 is have an accountability buddy or a gym partner. Announce somewhere, tell someone that you're going to the gym today, and that is going to hold you a little bit more accountable. So we are here to do that too. We can see what you're doing on your end with fitness and whether or not you're showing up for yourself. So we will push you too, but sometimes it can be a little bit like beneficial after the program if you have someone who's like, no, like I'm gonna come over after I go to the gym. Like I'm going to the gym first. Like just tell someone, so it forces you to be accountable. Number 4 is get a cute gym outfit that you feel confident in. So I posted this little outfit here. I love buying myself workout clothes. When I'm in a rut and I don't want to go lift, I will buy myself a cute workout outfit and just like put it on, and I instantly feel better and more motivated to get in there and just like show it off. I'm like, I love this. I want to go wear it. I want to try it out. So that can be helpful. 5 is to treat workouts as non-negotiable appointments. You would not just be like, oh, I have a doctor's appointment at 3:30. I'm going to push it off until 7:30. Like, no, you can't do that. Make it a non-negotiable appointment. And number 6, take pre-workout so you have no choice. This is just kind of like a funny one I wanted to throw in there. If it's mid-afternoon and you're still good to like take some caffeine and you enjoy taking pre-workout, if you take some pre-workout, you're going to be like jittery if you don't go to the gym. So that can be a little like funny way to get yourself to go, but don't count on that like every single time, because that's not a great habit to form for like how you get to the gym every single time. And then my secret tip is to count to 5 and just do it. So I do this with myself to get out of bed in the morning, especially when it's cold outside and cold in my bedroom. It's so hard to get out of bed. I'll be like, okay, Erin, just count to 5. And I'll just be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or count up, whatever. And I'll instantly get up. Like, I don't know what it is about that, but like counting to 5 and saying, it does not matter what else occurs between 1 and 5. When I get to 5, I am going to do it. It just helps. And then also reframing going to the gym and making sure that it comes off as like an act of self-love or kindness for yourself. You're doing it because you love yourself. You're doing it because you want to feel better. Rather than looking at it as like, oh, I have to go to the gym. I have to work off the calories I ate today. It's not a punishment. It's not a chore. It's not a must do out of self-loathing. Try to reframe working out in general as like, your body allows you to do those things. Not everyone is actually capable of all of the things that you are capable of. So keeping that capability moving forward, enhancing that capability moving forward, celebrating the fact that you woke up today and your body allows you to do all of these things. It's just so much easier to think of it as like, that is a time for me that no one else can interrupt and no one else can have. And in that way, I want to go do it. So yeah, that's what I would say. The last thing I do want to add is keep it as a promise to yourself. So if you say you're going to do something, do not let your word break. You would not tell someone, oh yeah, like I will let your dog out today, and then just not show up. You wouldn't do that to a friend. So don't do it to yourself. Don't tell yourself, oh yeah, I'm going to the gym tonight, and then just not show up for yourself. Don't let your word mean nothing to you. Keep your promises to yourself and let your word mean everything to you, and know that you have that confidence in yourself, because the more you keep your promises to yourself, the more confidence you're going to gain in your word, and you're going to know that you're capable of doing certain things, and your self-confidence overall and your self-esteem overall will increase if you keep your promises to yourself. So think of that one thing you need to do. If you need to go work out right now, I'm watching you. So I'm going to count to 5, and you can use this as many times as you need in the future on different things you don't want to do, and you have to just go do it. And when we get to 5, so ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go do it. Crush it. All right. That's all I have for you. Goodbye.